2025 US Open gave fans one of the most dramatic storylines of the tournament when Taylor Townsend faced Jelena Ostapenko in a fiery second-round clash. What began as a normal match soon turned into one of the most talked-about encounters of the year. Not just for the tennis itself, but for the raw emotions and controversy that followed. Townsend, the world #1 in doubles and a beloved figure on the tour for her resilience and charisma, walked onto the court with the determination of someone who had been waiting for her singles breakthrough moment. On the other side of the net stood Jelena Ostapenko, the former French Open champion, known as much for her powerful shot-making as for her explosive temperament. From the very beginning, the match carried intensity. Ostapenko jumped ahead, leading 5-3 in the opening set, and it looked as though the Latvian might stamp her authority on the contest. But Townsend, urged on by the New York crowd, fought back with poise and composure, reeling off games in a row to steal the first set 7-5. From there, she grew in confidence, dictating the second set with fearless aggression, ultimately sealing a 7-5, 6-1 victory. Yet what should have been a celebration of Townsend's triumph quickly spiraled into chaos at the net. As the two players met for the handshake, Ostapenko accused Townsend of showing no class and no education, pointing to an earlier moment when Townsend had won a point with a net cord, but had not offered an apology. In Ostapenko's view, this broke the code of sportsmanship. Townsend, however, stood firm, refusing to allow anyone to diminish her moment. Later, in her on-court interview, she spoke with remarkable composure, making it clear that respect is a two-way street and that she would not accept being disrespected face-to-face. The exchange ignited debate far beyond the match itself. Some fans and commentators felt Ostapenko's words carried undertones that struck deeper than simple sportsmanship, while others defended her comments as the product of frustration in the heat of competition. Townsend acknowledged the sting of the remarks, but chose not to interpret them as overtly racist, instead highlighting how damaging such language can feel in any context. Ostapenko, for her part, denied any racial intent in her outburst, explaining on social media that her frustration stemmed from what she saw as disrespect on court, rather than anything personal. The drama only fueled the energy of the New York crowd. When Townsend returned to the court for doubles later in the week, the fans greeted her with thunderous support, making it clear whose side they were on. Ostapenko, meanwhile, faced a chorus of boos as she left the court after the incident, further cementing the image of her as one of the most polarizing figures in tennis. Even fellow players like Aryna Sabalenka weighed in, calling for greater maturity in handling such moments, while also acknowledging the intense emotional pressure of the sport. For Townsend, the night became more than just a win. It was a statement of resilience, dignity, and strength in the face of confrontation. She not only defeated a seeded Grand Slam champion, but also stood tall under the glare of controversy, winning both the match and the respect of thousands who saw her as a role model of grace under fire. Ostapenko, once again, found herself at the center of a storm that raised questions about the fine line between passion and disrespect on the tennis court. The Townsend-Ostapenko showdown will be remembered not only for the scoreline, but for the powerful narrative it created. A clash of personalities, a battle for respect, and a reminder that tennis is as much about character as it is about forehands and backhands. At the US Open, under the bright lights of New York, Taylor Townsend seized her moment, and in doing so, left fans with a story that will be talked about long after the tournament is over.